Hey there, I'm Aki, and these are the top 10 most unique video games I could find. For this list, I'll look at how unique a game was when it was released, because unique video games often get copied very soon, so some of these are kinda outdated, but still super fun. This list also is not in any order, they're just my favorite unique games. Let's start off with the Stanley Parable. This is I don't even know what type of game this is. What makes this game so unique is the narrator. In the Stanley Parable, you complete a couple of tasks in an office while a mysterious voice narrates everything you're supposed to do.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Or you just don't do what the voice says at all and annoy it a lot.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
If you, for example, die, you start in the same place and start the story over, but with more knowledge of the story and map, you can do new things and take different paths. There are a bunch of different paths you can take, multiple different endings, and it's just super fun to annoy the narrator.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
The game also has a couple of interesting twists at the end, which I won't spoil for obvious reasons. Next up, Minecraft. And yes, there are a bunch of bad Minecraft clones now, but when it came out, there was nothing like it. Purposefully going for blocky or pixely style and a complete open world that was completely randomly generated was something unheard of. There was also no other game that gave you this much freedom with your builds or redstone and so on. Nowadays, you can literally make Minecraft in Minecraft, and I don't think there's any other game that lets you do that. The fact that it's so easy to mod also helped a lot with variety and making it even more unique with the help of the community. And of course, redstone is a big part of it because you essentially can program in the game. Stranding is a game I have personally never played, but after reading about it, I really want to. It plays in a dystopian future with monsters everywhere. You play as a courier that has to deliver supplies to outposts. But what makes it so unique is that it combines action and those boring deliver X to Y tasks you know from other games. Just that they're not boring here. You're constantly at the risk of getting attacked by the monsters while you admire the absolutely beautiful landscape. Seriously though, the visuals of this game are amazing. "12 minutes. That's all the time you have in the game called 12 minutes to solve the murder of your wife and yourself. Yes, you heard me right. After the time is up, the evening just restarts. Or if you die, of course. But every time a mysterious cop enters your apartment and ends up killing you both. Of course, I won't spoil the story here, but it's a very interesting take on the whole restarting day thing. The gameplay is also very interesting with only 3 rooms in a top-down view in the entire game. Every time the evening restarts, you find new information, so you can change your approach. There are also multiple different endings and a bunch of cool twists. If you've watched my channel before, you'll probably know Subnautica? It's a super unique survival game that is set almost completely on an underwater alien planet. Now, an underwater survival game is already pretty unique, but there's a lot more to this. You of course have to survive, but also figure out what caused your spaceship to crash and how to get off of this planet. The story is very non-direct and you have to discover almost everything yourself with only the help of a couple of submarines and base parts. Oh yeah, there are basically no weapons in the game, but some massive creatures that would really like to eat you. Fun! Also, if you enjoy these kinds of videos, make sure to subscribe so we can get this number up and make the algorithm happy. Journey came out quite a while ago, but it's still one of the most unique games I know. It's an exploration game you play with one other person. But you can't communicate. There's no chat, user profiles or anything like that. You don't know who you're playing with, and after the game ends, you'll most likely never see them again. That makes for a really unique and fascinating experience I have actually never seen anywhere else. The cake is a lie. You've probably heard that one before. It's a line from Portal, a puzzle game that allows you to place teleportation portals to solve the puzzles. Along with that, it also has a story and enemies you can defeat with those portals, but they also just improve the puzzles massively. There are a bunch of more things you can do in a sci-fi puzzle game with teleportation than in a regular puzzle game. There's also a second game that introduced multiplayer, so you can think of portals with your friends. Superhot is a really unique shooter game. The concept is simple: time only moves when you move. This allows you to dodge bullets, defeat enemies in super unique ways, and even slice bullets in half. There's also an ongoing story and background while you progress through different levels. Oh yeah, when you beat a level, you can watch it in real time, so without any of the slowdowns, which makes you look super badass. This game is incredibly fun to play, and I can highly recommend it to anyone who enjoys this kind of stuff. Or if you have no idea if you like it, just go check it out, it's definitely worth it. In I Am Bread, you play a bread. I think you know why this one's unique. Your goal is to get toasted, and for that you have to navigate through a rough kitchen environment. This game is super funny and I can highly recommend it. It's just a standard platformer, just that you're toast and with the weird physics that all comes with. Worlds Adrift is very similar to Sea of Thieves, but you're in an airship and you can upgrade and customize it. There are unique sky islands, enemies, storms, flying leviathans, and more. Sadly, you can't play this game anymore since it got shut down after it failed to get enough popularity to be commercially viable. To this day, it's one of my absolutely favorite games and I really miss it. If you'd like to know more about it, I made an entire video on it in the top right. Fall Guys is maybe a game you didn't expect to be on this list. I mean, yeah, party games are pretty popular, but I don't know of any other game that does the same playground parkour style Fall Guys has. And I think a couple of people agree with me. I mean, it blew up after all. For the few of you who don't know it, Fall Guys is a party game built after real-life obstacle courses and minigames. Of course, it's a little more abstract with giant rotating cylinders and being shot into the sky, but that's what makes it fun. And last but not least, a game a viewer recommended: No Man's Sky. Now, to be fair, it did have quite a rough start, but over the years it has gotten a lot of updates and has improved massively. It even has multiplayer now. Yes, really. In No Man's Sky, you travel through a galaxy of millions of unique planets with unique creatures and plants to discover new life, build bases, and more. You can also follow a storyline through the universe. After these couple of years, I'd say there's enough content in the game to warrant the $60 price tag, so definitely go check it out. And those were the most unique games I know. Did I miss any? Let me know in the comments down below, or let me know if you've played any of these before. Huge shout out to my Aggie Code leaders on YouTube and Patreon: Callum Wally, Capital Clyde, Jeff the Sea Drag, and Just Archeo. But for now, thank you very much for watching, I really hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!